So the CD can be accessed only at the time of execution. All right, you can access it, and as I told you, it won't store anywhere in the database, and it will operate from the memory. So then, what is the purpose of CD? And why do we need to use? Guys, can you go on mute? And why do we need to use a CTE? Right. So basically, CTE used to perform some temporary operations. Temporary operation in the sense, temporarily if you want to store data, or temporarily if you want to do some calculations, all right, or if you want to delete duplicates which doesn't require the database space to be stored, right? So once we'll write it, and then once the operation is done, we don't need of that CTE code to be stored. And the CTE, it will not store anywhere in the database, like tables or functions, whatever it is. The CTE, even though you have created it right now with CTE underscore select with this name, but it won't store anywhere until the database objects here. It will operate from the memory, and once you come out of the execution, this code memory will be released from the memory space. That is the reason why CT will call it as it is a temporary object we'll use for the temporary operations, and it will operate from the memory space. All right. So coming to the explanation of the query here, whatever I have written. So I just written select employee ID, employee name, and then row number, which is the ranking function, and over class. So row number I'm performing over this part. That is what it means. This row number I'm applying over these conditions, which is partition by. So partition by, what it will do is, let's say I can say there will be groups, right? So similar groups will get together with the use of partition. See here, 1111 is one group or similar value. So what, wherever the 1111 is there, all these values have displaying in the one face, and then 2222. Similar values it will group together. That is what it means. It is grouping together similar values, right? So now that is what partition by will do. And then next comes to the row number, right? So the row number is, it will give unique row numbers to each and every value, right? So since we are doing group, for each group the row number will apply from the beginning, 1 2 3 4. There are 4 values for this group, 1111 and 1 2 3 4. And then for 2200 this group, again 4 values, 1 2 3 4 row number, right? And 3333 there are 6 values, 1 2 3 4 5 and so on, 6, right? So this is how the row number will be calculated on top of partition by. Okay, and now tell me, to select non-duplicate value, what do I need to write the query? What exactly I need to change it by looking at the results right now? Tell me, guys. How can I select only the distinct values now instead of duplicates? Not getting. This is a group, right? So for each group, the row number starts with 1, right? 1. For this group, it is 1. Can I select here where row number equals to 1 for unique values, right? Where row number equals to 1. So I cannot execute this way. I have to execute the full CT code. You can access the CT only with the full execution. See, now I can see only the unique values. Can you see now the duplicate value of 3333? No, right? While using distinct, we were getting some 33333, but now it is only 1. Clear? And then if you want to delete duplicates, or if you want to select duplicates, what exactly I need to do? By looking at the result, can I use row number greater than 1? Agree?
Yes, but all the rows should be all the blocks should be consisting more than one.
Then only if it is there, it will fetch it. Otherwise, no, right? That's it, right?
Yeah.
If there are duplicates, if you use row number greater than 1, only duplicate values will be retrieved. These are the duplicate values, which is row number 2, 3, 4, and so on, whatever it is, greater than 1, right? And simple, if you want to delete it, just change the query to delete. That's it. Change the query to delete from. If I execute, the duplicates will be deleted. Earlier we just selected, right? Now I am deleting it. Okay. If you do now select star from the table, employee table, select star from EMP. You cannot see the duplicate values. Are you able to see the duplicates? No, right? See, all the unique values are available. Clear? Any questions on this? Deleting duplicates using CT?
No.
Anyone? Okay. There are no questions. Let's move on to next topic. It will be easy only, guys, but remember the points. Okay. And as I told you, CD will operate from the memory, and it will not store anywhere in the database. And we have to, if you want to access the CT, you have to access only at the during execution of the query. Okay. So you can access immediately after CT declaration. You have to use DML, either it is a delete or select, right? And now the next topic is let me discuss about temp tables. Okay. And then the subqueries, aggregate functions, table will be left over. Okay. Yeah. So let's talk about temp tables. So temp tables are also at physical tables within a database, and it will occupy the temporary database space, not the main database. So I showed you initially, right? System databases. There is a tempdb here. Master, model, MSDB, and tempdb. I'll give you explanation whenever time comes, right? So now the time for tempdb, right? So temporary database, which is the system default database, and then by default, whatever the temporary objects we are creating here, those will be saved under here. As of now, there are no temporary tables here. If I expand, you can see tables and also the temp tables. So there is no temp tables created under it now, under tempdb, right? So now, whatever the concept which we are going to discuss, the temp tables, it will store under the temporary database, right? So we'll see what are temp tables. So temp tables, basically it is used to perform some temporary operations again, right? So it is almost same like the physical tables, but once you come out of the session, the temp tables will be deleted. Sessions in the sense, this is one entire session, the server, this one, Lenovo-PC, and we have opened 3 tabs here, right? The 3 query windows. And once you come out of the session, if I disconnect and then close it, these temporary tables will be deleted from the database. I repeat it. So this is session oriented tables. And once you come out of the session, the temp tables will be deleted from the temporary database. Until that, it will be stored under temporary tables under the tempdb, right? But physical tables forever it will store until unless you drop it in the user defined databases, right? That is the difference between temp table and then normal table. Normal table will be stored in a user defined database, and then it is exist in the database until the user drops it. But temp tables, once you come out of the session, temp tables will be deleted from the temporary database, right? So we have 2 types of temp tables. The first one is local temp table, and then the second one is global temp table. So local temp table will be created with hash followed by table name, hash and then table name. Global temp table is noted with double hash followed by table. Okay. While creating, we'll just give table name with hash for local temp table, and for global temp table it is double hash. All right. So if you use local temp table, we can access local temp table within created window. Window in the sense this is one window, right? And this is another window. Or the entire windows will call it as a session, right? So within the created window, but whereas the global temp table we can access within the entire session. Can access global temp table within the entire session. Within the entire session. In the sense, this is one session, right? Within the session, n number of windows. If you open also, like one more query window here. Here also I can access global temp table, which is double hash table. But local temp table can be accessed within the created window, which means, let's say I'm creating the local temp table in this window, which is SQL queries here. This one, I only can access the local temp table here in the created window, but I cannot access it any other windows here, right? So let's take an example. The creating a table is the same like physical table. Syntax: create table and then a table name, hash, and then followed by employee or whatever it is. You can give your own name, and then the column list. Yes, I'm just writing the sample only. I'm not going to give much data. Employee ID and then employee name, which is worker of 20, and then employee age is int. That's it, right? Create it. So command completed successfully. If you refresh it here now in the tempdb, you can see this table name. Refresh. Can you see there is a table created with hash temp, right? So it will store under temporary database, right? And then now insert values into it. And if you want to do select star from, you can, but it will be empty table. Select star from hash empty. See, as of now we did not insert any data, right? So now let me insert into hash temp and then values. I'll just use 1 and then number and then 28, right? If I execute, already saying invalid object hash temp. I think the table name I gave it should be empty, right? One row is affected. Now you can do select star from, you can see that row, right? Yes, can you go on mute? So the same way, I'll also create global temp table. Then I'll tell you the difference. Create table double hash. With the same name also we can create. Why? Because this is a global temp table, or we can give different name. That's fine. I'll just give temp, and then the column list I'll give the same. Okay. And then I'll execute it. Command completed successfully. Now I'll do select star from this temp table. So select, it will be empty table, right? 0 rows. Now let me insert values into it. Insert into double hash temp and then values. I'll just give 1111 and then Ishwar 35, right? So I'll insert a record here, and now I can access this local global temp table. So global temp table will be designated with double hash, whereas the local temp table will be single hash, right? So now I have created two tables, which is hash emp and the other table is double hash temp, right? So I can access both the tables within the created window. So if I highlight the both the queries and if I execute, I can see the both tables result set, right? So the same way, if I try to access or if I try to run these two queries in any other query window here, let's see, am I able to access this one? Let me try this one then. I can write, right? I can able to access double hash temp, which is global temp table, but if I try to do select star from single hash, which is local temp table, it is saying invalid object name, right? So which means, as I told you the definition, local temp table we can access only within the created window, but whereas the global temp table we can access within the entire session, which means in the multiple windows as well. Clear? The purpose is, see, whenever you wanted to insert some sample data in it into a temp table, and then once after the execution you don't want to be used, during that case we'll go for temp tables. And in real time, I'll give the real time example when we discuss about stored procedures. Okay. For now, understand the concept, temporary tables, and then we'll talk about all these concepts when I talk about the stored procedure, when I teach stored procedures. Yes, any questions on this temp tables?
No.
And
No,
we
sir.
can
No.
we can also use here the constraints as well onto a table here. So whatever you are applying onto a physical table, all those operations you can apply into a temp table as well. That is one more point. Okay. So there will be a question. What is the difference between temp tables and then CTE? Then we have to say CTE is a temporary object. It will operate from the memory, whereas temp table is also a temporary object, but it will operate from the temporary database, which is tempdb. And we have two types of temp tables: local temp table and then global temp table. Local temp table can be accessed within the created window, whereas global temp table we can access within the entire session. And since local temp, I mean temp tables will operate from the temporary database, it is designed to use large volume of data, whereas CTE we can access when the data is less. The reason is on temp tables we can create indexes. I think this point I'll cover it again. Indexes concepts here. So we can create indexes onto your temp tables, whereas we cannot create indexes onto a CTE. That is also one more reason. Indexes basically are used to retrieve data faster, right? So basically indexes are, if let's say if you're running any select statement and it is taking more than 1 hour, right? So then comes the picture of indexes. We'll create indexes onto a table, then the select statement will run faster. So that index concept we can utilize here in temp tables, but whereas we cannot utilize that index concept in CTE. That is also one more reason. We'll go for temp table when data is huge. Why? Because data is huge, obviously the select statement, selecting a data will take time, and when it is taking time we have to use indexes, right? Since we cannot use indexes onto a CTE, we'll go with temp tables if data is huge. All right. So this will be a question for you, but I'll answer it when I teach the indexes concept, right? Indexes and then stored procedures. But remember that difference as well between temp table and then CTE, right? CTE can be used when the data is less, but temp table will use when data is more. So that also they'll ask, and then they'll also ask what is the difference between local temp table and then global temp table. You know the answer, right? That is one more question. So ranking functions they'll ask for today's class, and then CTE, and difference between temp table and then CTE, or differences between local temp table and then global temp table. So keep in mind these questions. And the next topic will be subqueries or table variables. Okay, I think that's it for today, guys. I think we have discussed enough number of concepts today. If I go it another 20 minutes, it will be too much for you to practice. Okay, take time and then practice today's concept. Guys, shall we take class tomorrow as well? Is it okay for you? Since we did not take in between two classes, right?
Tomorrow, no, sir.
No. How about others? It's just 40 minutes class. I won't take 1 hour.
No, sir.
Everyone know? You don't want class tomorrow?
Sir, we'll start up from Monday, sir.
Yeah. How about others, guys? Same. You don't want class tomorrow and we'll connect on Monday.
I'm okay.
How about others?
I can attend if you take the class.
Yeah, anything is fine with me, sir.
Okay.
We will connect on Monday, sir.
Queries and then table variable will take one class, and then. Okay, we have 5 more classes remaining on SQL Server. Okay, that's fine. Maybe end of next week we can complete the SQL, and then we start freshly on 26th. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Then we'll take off tomorrow and then we'll connect on Monday. Anyhow, Monday I'll take again 1 hour 10 minutes class. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Guys, once you are coming back for Monday's class, so try to read out about subqueries and indexes. These two topics, subqueries and then indexes.
Okay, sir.
Okay, guys. Thanks for joining. We'll connect again on Monday.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.